gentlemen, coming to you with a special edition of Your Success at Last DNA show. Before we kick into it, I want to explain why it's a special show. Normally we do this show Monday through Friday, and I've been doing it free for a while. I've been doing blogs for some time. I started off with a newsletter back in 2005. That went pretty well. I did 2 newsletters actually. I did a Speak and Learn talking about public speaking, and then personal development motivational. And I started this off after my daughter had passed away back in the late 90s as a way to keep myself focused and motivated. And it just kind of grew from there. And I found that people are looking for inspiration. They're looking for ways to get their lives started or restarted. They needed motivation to get their life going, to get their goals going. They needed ideas to move themselves in the right direction. I mean, because they were looking for that feeling of being energized, that motivational sensation that comes along with truly believing in the fact that they could do whatever their mind set to. I mean, it's miraculous being able to envision yourself reaching your goals, your dreams, and your desires. So the question is, what is it for you? What do you dream about? What are your goals? What are your desires? Is it starting a new business, getting that dream job, finding that love of your life? Do you want to get in shape? Do you want to lose those unwanted pounds? Is it winning the championship or reaching some achievement? Whatever it is. Maybe it's just hanging out with your friends and family. I mean, literally the opportunities and the possibilities of your dreams, goals, and desires are endless. But what happens? Yeah, I can hear you now. Stuff happens. I won't say the naughty version. Life happens. It gets in the way. It gets between you and your dreams. And what happens? The hours turn into days, and the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into years, and everything goes by the wayside, unfulfilled. You get into your usual routine, put you back on that old path, back into your same old ruts. And as we all know, a rut is nothing more than a grave with the ends kicked out. Your dreams, your desires, and your goals all get pushed to the back burner for another day, another week, another month, and another year. Yeah, you're not alone. We all go through this. It happens to me. It happens to you. It's happened to you, hasn't it? Come on, nod your head. Yeah, you know it has. It's happened to the guy next to you, the gal on the other side of you, the person in front of you if you're driving, the person behind you. And it's going to continue to happen to all of them and to you unless you discover how to take charge of your success in your life. And that's where these programs come in. That's where things like Your Success DNA came to mind for me. That's why I started the newsletters way back when. That's why I started doing the podcasting a couple years ago, and I have built it up from there. So I got 2 shows that are going to be coming to you Monday through Friday. Now on Mondays, everyone's going to have access to them. The show's not going to be any different, maybe a little bit longer, and have a little bit of a pitch like I'm doing right now. But there's going to be the Success DNA show, right? The Success DNA, Success at Last DNA, is like this 12-minute show chock full of ideas and motivations and insights and tactics and tools that you can use now. Because life happens. It gets between you and your goals. So these daily motivational programs are an influential way to get yourself up and going. Right? So coming at you Monday through Friday, positive, fun, frank, and trying to give you those aha, those ta-da, those moments to inspire you, help you deal with what's important to you. We're going to tackle topics like confidence, success, happiness, and that means whatever happiness is to you. Relationships, and that means work, friends, family, loved ones, passion, discipline, teamwork, time management, character communication, giving back, and that's just to name a few. Okay? So we're going to talk about this. And then we're going to add to this Your Success at Last, the 360. 365 tips delivered to you, one every single day. Because it's the little things that matter. I was talking about you earlier this week, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more in this show. Okay? Because in this show, we're going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about today, Tracy? We're going to be talking about the 2 questions that give you all the perspective you need, right? But quickly, the Success 360, because achieving success at anything comes from doing the little things consistently, every single day. Each day of the week, you're going to receive a single tip, and each one's going to be focused on one area of your life. And we're going to focus on 7 areas. physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, social, and then financial unrest. So, regardless of your age, your gender, your position, you could be a fry cook at some restaurant. You could be a CEO of a company. We're going to talk about or the condition or the status or your significance in life. You're going to learn some valuable tips and some life lessons that can help enhance every aspect of your life and speed you along the path to your success at last. Okay, there, I said it. Now, Tracy, why'd you spend 5 minutes pitching me? Well, the reason I'm spending 5 minutes pitching you is because if you've been joining these shows coming at you every single day, the only way you're going to keep enjoying them is by signing up. And yeah, there's going to be a small fee. It's not crazy, right? A couple of cups of Starbucks coffee, and you've paid for the programs. A couple of cups of Starbucks coffee if you sign up like now in the next couple of days. And for me, the next couple of days means Wednesday. Today is Sunday. By Wednesday, I'm taking this off the map. I'm sending this special edition out in an email to the folks that are already on my list for this special offering, right? And then the price is going up. Price is going to double. So get on out there, check it out now, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, okay, let me get off my pitch box and talk to you about the 2 questions that give you all the perspective you need. See, here's the deal. It's easy to get bogged down with all the self-help and personal development information that's out there. I mean, you're probably going to be surprised at how much you can benefit from 2 simple questions. Instead of getting bogged down, the key is instead of getting bogged down in all that information, trust me, I have 2 huge bookcases jam-packed with self-help materials. And then I have a closet even more full. Wow, that's good speaking, right? Hey, way to go, Tracy. And you do this for a living, right? Okay. All that information, and you really could benefit from 2 questions. And your answers to these 2 questions are going to help determine if you're on track to reaching your goals, and the answers are also going to help enable you to make a plan that will get you there in a flash. Okay, quicker than you would think, in record time, let's say that, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself these 2 questions. Question number 1. If an invisible person was following you around all day, what would they see? God, that's a silly question, Tracy. Why would you ask me? Well, think about this. When I first started studying personal development, I was reading about Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is one of the godfathers of personal development. Commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to start interviewing some of the top minds and top businessmen of the world at the time. And he wrote one of their first books, and he's had a number of books out since then. And one of the things that happened in his early career is someone had hired the Pinkerton Detective Agency to follow Mr. Hill around to see if he walked his walk or if he was just blowing smoke. So if someone from the Pinkerton Detective Agency was following you around, what would they see? What would they see? Would they see you wasting a lot of time? Yeah. Or would they see you working out your goals? Yeah, that'd be good, right? Would they see someone that's just going through the motions or walking their talk? See, here's the thing. Our lives are largely the result of our actions that we take every single day. So the question becomes, are you taking the actions that move you forward to the future that you desire, dream, and deserve? Are you engaged in some of those mind-numbing, time-wasting, worthless activities? Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not saying that I don't do some of that. I mean, I watch a little television, got a couple of programs that I'm hooked on, and I play a little bit of video games. Sometimes more than I should, right? That's all fine. It's all good as long as you're taking daily steps towards your dreams. So the question comes back. What would that invisible person logically conclude about you and your life and your future? What would they think? So, pause for a moment and think about it. What would that person be concluding? Yeah, that leads us to the next question. If you lived that average day every day for the next 5 years, so that the day that invisible person saw, that average day of that day that followed you for a week, if you lived that average day every day for the next 5 years, what would be the logical outcome? Yeah. So, like I said, if you kept living that day over and over and over for 5 years, where would your life likely end up? Now, there's some logical conclusions. If you look over here in your left hand, so take that average day, multiply it by 5 years, That's in your left hand. Now over here in your right hand, go ahead and look at your right hand, unless you're driving, right? Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah, okay, thanks. Look over here at your right hand. Those are your dreams, your desires, your goals, everything you want in life. Now, hold your right hand out in front of you. Now, hold your left hand out in front of you. Now, 5 years from now, if you keep doing what you're doing, does your left hand need to move further away, or can it actually clasp together with your right hand to form the prayer, right? Or do they have to move so far apart that your arms aren't long enough, right? Because are you likely to end up? Let's talk finances for a second, right? Are the things you're doing every day going to end up with your world being where you want it financially? Are you currently taking the consistent actions that have your financial life where you want it to be? How far are your hands? Come on, be honest. How about the body you want? How about your health? Yeah? How close is where you want to be to where you're going to be with that average day happening for 5 years? Are you eating nutritiously? Aren't you? Consistently? No? Yeah? How about exercising? Oh, yeah. For some of you, I caught you there, right? Yeah, I'm there too. Don't feel bad, okay? Are you waiting to start tomorrow or Monday or the first of the month? Right? That's a great time to start a diet or an exercise program. How about the first of the year? How many of you have done that? Does the phrase New Year's resolution come to mind? Yeah. Here's the thing. Getting the body you want is going to take a certain number of days, no matter when you start. So you may as well start, I don't know, today. What a great idea. Anyway, how about relationships? Are you likely to be enjoying the type and the relationships that you desire? Yeah? How far are your hands? Yeah? Do you want to meet that dream woman, that dream spouse? Yeah? How many women have you spoken to in the last week? Ladies, how many men? Or women? Hey, equal rights, okay? How many of you asked out? Ooh, hands getting further apart? There was a gentleman I worked with a number of years ago. When I first started coaching, he was one of my first clients. His name was David. And he had just broken up with a young lady. Let's call her Mandy. Okay, and I was lucky enough to know them both. So I had a little insider information. And during one of I think it was our third coaching session, I sat down with him, and he was really kind of worked up over this loss of their relationship. So I started asking him questions about, okay, well, what's the perfect relationship to you? And he started describing, let's call it the perfect woman. Yeah, and he started with the physical description. Then he started going into some of her habits, how he would treat, or how she would treat him, and how they would work things out together. And as he did that, I had to point out, I said, probably 9 out of the 10 things you've just mentioned don't describe the person you just broke up with at all. Again, I had the insider information, so I knew. And so it really became looking at his relationship from a different perspective. Didn't know what he wanted. Didn't know where he was going. So he had to sit down and really map out the relationship he was looking for, and then start taking the actions every single day to find it. And luckily, it took him about, I think it was about 6 weeks. And he found a woman, as of a year and a half ago, they were still together. So really, he started with his hands way apart, began moving them together. Okay? So now, this one last area of topic, right, is your career. So if you keep taking the actions you're taking today, 5 years from now, are you going to be at the pinnacle of the career that you desire, that you seek? For example, based on the performance you had over the last year, are you likely to get that next promotion you're looking for? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You have to answer yourself. Are you any closer to having that small business you've been thinking about starting? Think about it. Be honest. Okay, now, here's the thing. What you need to do on a consistent basis, it's all about habits. We talked about habits earlier this week. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what do you need to do on a consistent basis to achieve the life that you hope for? To achieve your goals, your dreams, your desires? What are they? I mean, if you want to lose those 10 inches, or the 75, the 25, or the 50, or 125 pounds, what daily actions do you need to take to reflect that goal? There it is. Because here's the thing. People largely fail to end up where they want to be for 2 reasons. Only 2. Read all the books you want. Boils down to these 2 reasons. They have no idea where they're going is number 1. Yeah. You hear me preaching in almost every single episode. You gotta have your bloody goals, right? You can't get from point A to point B if you don't know where point B is. The last podcast I just did was all about that GPS example, right? The analogy of the GPS system. You know what the GPS is going to tell you? Will tell you where you're at. If you turn it on, it's going to say, hey, here's where you are. You're pointing in that direction. That road's over there. That road's over there. But it's not going to do you any good unless you tell it where you want to go. You can't get there if you don't know the destination. If you don't have a plan, you're going to live by default. If you don't have a plan, someone else is going to live for you. You'll be sitting around until something goes wrong. Then guess what? Yeah, that's right. You're going to spend your life fixing issues. Fixing your life. Or you'll spend your energy making someone else's life better. Because trust me, if you're not spending your energy, someone's going to spend it for you. And they may even pay you a little bit to do it. It's called the job. Anyway, here's the second thing. They don't do the things each and every day that's going to create the life they want. So either they don't know where they want to go, or they're not taking the actions to get them there. Yeah. In spite of what all the gurus are going to tell you, please don't ever call me a guru, you can't wish your way to success. I know the movie Secret kind of led you to believe that, but there's more to the law of attraction than just putting the vibration out there. I used to say think successfully. Many, many moons ago, I used to sign off by saying think successfully. Then I realized, you know what? That's only half the formula. Success is a result of positive decisions, thinking successfully, and taking action to those that reflect those decisions. So it's think successfully and take action. So ask yourself the questions I asked you above. You're going to be shocked when you really look at your average day and realize where you're likely to end up as a result of doing the things that you're doing today. Now, maybe you're doing those actions and you're going to end up exactly where you want to be. And if that's the case, you know what? Pat yourself on the back. Or as a fellow podcast, well, he doesn't like to be called a podcaster. He runs a really outstanding podcast I like to listen to. He says PYOTB, pat yourself on the butt. And be proud about patting yourself on the butt. I'll say pat yourself on the back so I don't want to copy him, okay? It doesn't take a lot to be successful, but what it does take is consistency. And here's a great example. If you improved 1%, no. Let's say, if you improved 0.5% every single day, how much better do you think you'd be in a year from now? How much better do you think? 365%? Half of that? Nah. It's going to be way better. Here's the thing. I've done the math. From the numbers standpoint, if you were performing at 50% of your capacity, 50% of the capacity of what you have to offer today. Now, mind you, those capacity grows as you begin to use it. But let's not muddy the waters here. If you're performing at 50% of today's capacity and you only improved 0.5%, 0.5% every weekday, I'm going to give you the weekends off. You'd be performing at 182.9% in 1 year. That's with no weekends. Now, guess what? If you did it every single day, you'd be at 307.2%. Oh my God. 3 times better today in a year from now with 0.5% increase every single day. That's the power of consistency. For instance, if you did 1 push-up every day this week and added 1 push-up a week, in 5 years, that's a long time, but in 5 years you'd be doing 250 push-ups a day and you wouldn't struggle a single minute. So it doesn't take a lot of struggle. And so the same way, establishing daily goals that are going to move you toward everything you want to achieve, toward achieving your goals, will result in your success. So ladies and gentlemen, I have one question before I sign off. Which habit will you start today? All right, so I gave you the 5-minute pitch at the beginning of the show. Go over to yoursuccessatlast.com. You'll see the banner across the top of the page about the 7 critical steps of success. You'll also see it over on the right-hand side, the upper right-hand corner. Click there. There's a little video. You can watch the video. Please go right ahead. A little, hey, sign up for my stuff video, right? Or just go right ahead. Give me your email. I'm going to send you that 7 critical steps of success. You'll be on the list. It will drop you off at the page where you can sign up for a free 7-day trial. Free 7-day. You know what? I believe in what's going to be happening here so much. I'll even give you a week for free. And if you don't like it before the week's up, just say, hey, it's not for me. Sign out, cancel. Not a problem. I'll give you your money back. Oh, wait, I didn't charge you anything yet. I'll give you that back too. Go ahead, sign up now. YourSuccessAtLast.com. Click Get the 7 Critical Steps to Success. Read it, enjoy it. Sign up for your 7-day free trial, and you'll keep getting this stuff every single day. Help start that new habit. Think successfully and take action.